In this case, he's talking to those who should know better. And so what he's talking about is how even though you may have been brought out of darkness into light, you can choose to go back into darkness. This is an important concept that we grasp, is that even though you have been brought into a certain amount of light anyway, because the journey is going into more and more light all the time, but you could choose to go back into darkness. This is the context for the rest of it. Let's bear in mind and clear that all the problems come out of what? Not trusting Yahweh to be able to deliver or save from whatever the situation is. We're not talking about saved like a status. We're talking about to deliver you out of something. You know, the people were going through, as always, through history, we see the nation of Israel going through challenges where they were being threatened by one nation or other. But now what he's going to explain to them is that instead of calling on Yah, instead of waiting on his deliverance, instead of seeking his ways, instead of being in his vertical structure, they've chosen to do things their own way. This, again, I know is hard for all of the people coming out of mainstream, anybody that's new coming out of the mainstream of Christianity, that somehow your works would provide a covering. Oh, works, we don't do works. Works are no good. We don't need to do works. Yeshua did all the works that we ever need to do. This says here that your works would provide a covering. And he's saying, look, the works of worthlessness, though, they do not become garments, nor do they themselves, do they cover themselves with their works. These things don't cover you. There is two types of darkness. Let's understand now. We're about to get a new part of our definition. The dark place where Yah has hidden himself yet to be revealed is a place where Yah is in the darkness waiting to reveal himself. When you choose to be in darkness, there is no Yah in that darkness. When Elohim chooses to be in darkness, it's a place where he is protecting himself from whatever's outside till he chooses to reveal. So that light is shrouded in darkness. When you choose to be in darkness, that is a place away from and disconnected from your Creator. So rise and shine, for your light has come. So the light has come. So remember, he says, none come unless the Father draws. So the light comes to you, seeking you to draw you, and you have to respond to it. Okay, you have to respond to it. And then it says that the Gentiles will come to that light. It doesn't say we're going to be sent out to go and shine light in their face. You're not coming out there with your super bright, flashlight thing and shining it up in people's faces and like trying to get their attention. It says they'll come to you. It said the Gentiles will come to your light. Surprise. I love the way you're all shocked when you're confused after listening to 5 different teachings by 5 different teachers who gave 5 different opinions. And then you're and then you're the same people who tell me, well, I don't need a teacher, the Ruach teaches me. Well, the Ruach messed up with you that day, I guess. Or you weren't listening, because how did the Ruach lead you to 5 different teachings to say 5 different things on the same subject? And why are you so confused? If the Ruach does all the teaching, my phone should not be ringing like it is. Now, it does ring for relational stuff, I get that, but not the scriptural stuff, and we get tons of scriptural questions. It's because that's not the way this works. Go back and listen to Understanding the Ruach. Okay, there is no light in you unless it's him. Okay, there is no light in anyone on the earth except if it's him. If you allow Yeshua to live and dwell and reign and rule in you, then there's light. The only one with light in himself was Yeshua. That's said actually in the New Testament. We're told that he had light in himself, that he was the light. Nobody else on the planet gets that description. So for you to have light in you, it must be him in you that is that light. Remember, darkness was a place where we start from, something to be revealed, something to be birthed. Now we're saying that light is a refuge, light is delivered. So when you're in his light, what does that mean? You're in his structure, you're in his process, and that brings safety. That brings covering. So now you have covering. If your heart's wrong, if there's pride and arrogance there, if you're not humbled, walk humbly with your Elohim, another good teaching, okay, then you're going to have this problem in actually seeing light because you're not going to be in his light. You're going to be looking for your own light or light through men or light through some other source. It's in his light that you can see light, okay? It's very important that it says in your light we see light. Light is going to be truth. Light is going to be deliverance and refuge. You're going to see the path that provides all that. But it's only when you're in his light that you can see it. What happened here? There was a bringing of light into the darkness. And light brings life. And so you have to recognize your state. Sure, you still had a pulse and you were breathing, but essentially you were dead. Because we're looking at the big reality picture, which is this is not reality. This is sort of the testing, proving ground. The reality is the kingdom, and that is life. And the thing that leads to life in that kingdom is our coming within the light of the Father, the light of truth, the light of Torah, the light of Messiah. And that light brings the real life ultimately.